It's February, and this is our February podcast. I'm Deb from the MH Collective.
And I'm Michele from the MH Collective.
And today we're going to talk about staging. We have a saying that we always love when we go into our client's house is that the house that you live in is not the way it... No, I take it back. Sorry.
Basically, what we say is that how you live in your home is not how you sell your home.
Thank you.
And there are some minor tweaks that you can do to make it look as presentable as possible.
What are the benefits, do you think, of staging?
Well, the benefits of staging, there's lots, actually. Lots of times, like vacant homes, for example, a lot of people say, our house is vacant, mom's moved on, shall we just leave it the way it is? And we prefer not. We have about the capability of furnishing about 5 homes.
At least.
And what we have, what we've discovered is that a vacant home, the pictures don't look good because you can only focus in on a corner. The other thing is that every little blemish, every little picture that you've taken off the wall leaves a mark. It's way better to have furniture in there so that you can ground your pictures, and also it presents so much better.
Well, and when you walk into the room, when you walk into a vacant room, all you see is the floor, 4 walls, and a lot of people can't even imagine where to put their furniture.
That's right.
So when you open the door and walk in and it's already done, it's like, oh, I might not have done that, but that looks really pretty.
Yeah.
So it does make a difference for sure.
And some of the benefits, as we say, is that after it's staged, it basically photographs well. We can do a lot of creative things with social media with our photographs and things, so it gets a lot of publicity. Usually a staged home is going to sell quicker and for more money than one that is not. And Deb has some non-believers that she's going to tell you about.
We have a past client of ours, actually. We've sold their homes before, and they're lovely. And her dad actually went into care, and we went to look at their house, and it was beautiful. It's a beautiful home, but the flow wasn't right, and there was just too much.
Don't forget a senior had lived in it.
A senior had lived in it, and it was beautiful. So
senior more than me.
Yeah. So anyways, we suggested staging, and they said, no, we don't need staging. We put it on at a certain price, then we had to drop the price. And then they said, okay, fine. If you think it's that important, let's try it. So we staged it, we put the price up, and they actually got it. So they're one of our diehard fans now because they did a testimonial for us, they did a video for us, that they were the non-believers, but here they were. So that was really great.
And we also had an incident in our office where one of our realtors had a condo for sale, and it was vacant. And anyways, nothing was happening, absolutely nothing. So they decided to go ahead and stage it, and it sold without reducing the price within about a week of having it staged. So there are definitely a lot of benefits to having staging done for sure.
There used to actually be a statistic with NAR, the National Association of Realtors, telling you what the percentage was of a higher sale price. I looked, I can't find it, but I do know there is an actual number.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's different types of staging. You can go from a full staging component where the house is vacant and we can move furniture in for you. And we furnish probably most of the major rooms like living room, dining room, master bedroom, and little tchotchkes all over the bathrooms, etc. But the other thing too is that staging can be even all of our listings. What we do have is we work with a fabulous stager who will come out and have an introduction or introductory interview with you, take a look through your home. She'll make some suggestions, give you a homework list as to what types of things you could do. And that can be anything from moving some things around in your home, decluttering, editing, those types of things. So, and maybe she'd come back with a few supplemental articles to pillows and different things like that. And basically, so you can do editing. We've also find that we had one house that we had an old antique dining room set. And what we found is that by replacing that with a more modern living room set made a whole big difference, because we went out and reshot the house. I think we did that with the couch as well. Sometimes some of couches, which are super comfy that we love to be in, are just really too big for rooms. And so downsizing a couch sometimes can make a big difference as well.
It's true. And sometimes we live in our houses for so long that it's more about comfort than anything. We've gone into houses on Land's End Road, for example, where you've got a giant TV right in the window that's facing the water. And they're just used to it. But the view is the selling feature. Or putting your couch backwards so that when you come out of the kitchen, you've got to go all the way around it to sit down on it. So that's one good thing about staging, is she's got a fabulous eye for flow, because people do want to come in, feel comfortable walking through, and not be stumbling over things, and not have a view in this gorgeous house.
Yeah.
But we're all the same. We kind of all do it, and then she can sort of guide you as to where to put things, which is nice.
Deb and I have invested in a lot of staging materials. We have approximately 2,000 square feet of warehouse that we do have. We have a range from little vases to ferns to pillows to baskets to towels to bedding, blow-up beds. We have all kinds of things that we can use. And so that's been very, very helpful in getting top dollar for our listings and having them sell quicker than other ones.
And the reason we started buying the furniture is that years ago, the market was slower, about 14 years ago, and we had a stager that we would provide for free, but if there was anything to be rented, like lamps or bedding or whatever the case, she would handle that with the seller. And then we came to realize that even though it wasn't very much a month, when your house hasn't sold for 5 or 6 months, it really adds up. So we don't want to do that anymore. Now the staging is completely complimentary. The furniture, whatever it is you need, including the stagers, and that's been a wonderful hit. People always sort of ask us, well, you know, how much does it cost? I had a lady, I don't know, about 4 years ago, and she had her house for sale out in Brentwood, and she went with a newer realtor who actually didn't even live in Victoria, because it was a good friend of hers. And so anyway, she went ahead with that, and then she heard through the grapevine that we offer free staging. So she called and she said, "Is that true?" And I said, "Yes, it is." So we went out. She actually canceled her listing because she knew it needed to be staged. It was an older home, but they were going to charge her $4,600 for the first month. That's getting it in, and then the first month rental. And after that, I think it went down to about $2,000 something a month. And, you know, if your house doesn't sell for 4 or 5 months, that's a lot of money. That's a very, very lot of money. So anyways, we staged it for free, and it did sell. It looked completely different with furniture in it.
Yeah, so it's a real savings, and it's a real bonus for us because we can also control some of the types of furnitures that go into a house, so we can make it we can really make it look good. And that's really what it's all about, is dressing your house for success, I guess, is what they used to say in the olden days. And that's what we specialize in, is making sure that your property looks as best it can before it goes on the market, because you only have one chance to make that first impression.
And you have one chance to be a new listing.
That's right.
Well, one more thing. We do hear from many of our clients that after the stager goes out and stages their home, they have lived there for 30 years and say, "I never, ever would have moved my furniture like that. Now I love it." So they actually hire the stager when they move. They've gone up as far as Duncan, Qualicum, to help them do their new house, because they were so impressed with what happened in their old house that they wouldn't have thought about. So that's kind of neat as well.
And I've used her in my house as well. It does make a difference when you know, when you go through the procedure yourself.
Yeah,
in order.
That's true. I've done it myself too when I moved.
And that's it for this February, and looking forward to touching base with you in March. Bye for now.